Ever found yourself saying yes when you really wanted to say no? Or maybe you keep giving people second chances, even when they don't deserve them. In Stoicism, there's a powerful lesson on why being nice isn't always the right path, and how kindness, tempered with strength, leads to a better life. Today, we're diving deep into why nice can be harmful to you and how to replace it with genuine strength grounded in Stoic principles. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to help us on this journey together. Your support means a lot and allows us to continue exploring these impactful ideas. Number 1, redefining nice versus kind. In our society, nice is often mistaken for kind. But being nice sometimes means prioritizing the comfort of others at our own expense. Stoicism teaches us that real kindness comes from honesty and integrity, not people-pleasing. Consider the Stoic principle of arete, or virtue. True virtue involves acting with honor and wisdom, which sometimes means disappointing others. Nice people struggle with this, but kind people understand that truthfulness can be the greater good. A real-life example is the workplace. You might want to avoid confrontation, so you keep saying yes to more work than you can handle. But a kind approach would mean acknowledging your limits and respectfully declining when necessary. Stoicism suggests that our goal shouldn't be to gain approval, but to stay true to our values. This is a foundational mindset shift from nice to kind yet assertive. Number 2, how niceness makes you vulnerable. When we prioritize being nice, we're left vulnerable to manipulation. Stoicism advises us to build inner strength and guard our inner peace from external influences. If you're overly nice, people may see you as a target for their agendas. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, teaches that we should remain indifferent to others' opinions. Instead, our primary concern should be maintaining our inner character. For example, say a friend keeps asking for favors, expecting you to drop everything. Being nice, you oblige, but in doing so, you risk burnout and resentment. In contrast, a Stoic response would be to help when it's within your means, but set clear boundaries to protect your peace. The shift from being overly nice to assertively kind allows you to keep your integrity intact and relationships respectful. Number 3, why Stoicism values strength over approval. Stoicism emphasizes inner resilience and control over our reactions rather than seeking approval. Aiming to please everyone is exhausting and pulls us further from the Stoic ideal of a well-lived life. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic, reminds us that we are not responsible for others' expectations. Living with purpose means sometimes letting go of being liked. Instead of pleasing everyone, aim to remain true to what is right and just. In a social setting, for instance, you might be tempted to go along with a group decision to avoid conflict, even if it conflicts with your beliefs. But a Stoic would advise against abandoning your values just to fit in. When you stop worrying about approval, you gain freedom from unnecessary stress and stay centered in your purpose. This makes you stronger and better able to navigate life's challenges. Number 4, how niceness breeds resentment. Over time, excessive niceness can build resentment within you and undermine your relationships. Stoicism offers tools to be mindful of our intentions and motives, preventing this buildup. A person who constantly accommodates others may feel unappreciated, leading to resentment. In Stoic practice, such feelings are indicators that you're acting against your better judgment. Stoics advise examining why you're helping. Is it out of genuine kindness or a need to be liked? Take a situation where a family member frequently asks for help but doesn't reciprocate. If you're only helping to keep the peace, resentment will eventually surface. However, helping from a place of strength and setting healthy limits is the Stoic way. Reflect on your reasons for being nice. When actions come from genuine goodwill and not a desire for approval, relationships become healthier, with no space for resentment. Number 5, building assertiveness with Stoic techniques. One of the greatest Stoic practices is the dichotomy of control, which involves focusing only on what we can control and letting go of the rest. This is essential for developing assertiveness and letting go of niceness. Learning to say no is a fundamental part of assertiveness. By accepting that you cannot control others' reactions to your boundaries, you gain freedom from the pressure to be nice. Assertiveness doesn't mean being harsh. It means being clear. Consider how you handle requests from colleagues. If you're always nice, you might take on extra work at the expense of your tasks. Assertiveness, however, would mean calmly explaining your workload and politely declining additional tasks. Through Stoic principles, you can be kind and assertive, creating a balance that respects your needs without stepping on others. Number 6, embracing self-worth over niceness. Stoicism teaches that our worth is intrinsic and doesn't depend on how others perceive us. Constantly being nice often reflects a lack of self-worth and an excessive need for validation. If you find yourself uncomfortable with conflict, it might be a sign that you fear rejection or criticism. Stoicism encourages us to recognize our worth, regardless of others' opinions. This mindset allows us to stop pleasing people out of insecurity. Imagine turning down an invitation that conflicts with your priorities. While a nice person might feel guilty, a Stoic would understand that prioritizing one's needs is not selfish. Building self-worth through Stoic practice lets you make decisions that align with your values and priorities, freeing you from the cycle of people-pleasing. Number 7. The power of silence in Stoicism. Silence is a Stoic tool that can transform how we interact with others, especially when it comes to saying no without explanation. This can be more powerful than explaining why you can't accommodate someone. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, reminds us that silence is an invaluable asset. Being able to calmly and confidently decline without excessive explanation is a mark of true strength. Nice people often over-explain, but strong, kind people know when to stop. For example, declining a request with a simple, "I'm unable to," and no further elaboration conveys confidence and establishes boundaries. Silence is powerful because it asserts your boundary without the need for approval, emphasizing your inner strength. Number 8, practicing compassion, not niceness. Compassion is a Stoic virtue, but it is different from being nice. Compassion is genuine and does not compromise your values or boundaries for the sake of others' comfort. Niceness often forces us into actions that undermine our self-respect, while compassion allows us to help others in a way that respects both them and ourselves. Stoicism advocates for compassion grounded in wisdom. In daily life, compassion might mean listening to a friend's struggles but refraining from solving their problems for them. This allows them to grow and empowers you to offer support without overextending yourself. Practicing compassion instead of niceness strengthens relationships and fosters respect without compromising your values or energy. Number 9, letting go of the fear of disapproval. Stoicism teaches us to release the need for external validation. This can be incredibly freeing for those who are nice out of fear of disapproval. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we can't please everyone, and that's okay. When you stop fearing disapproval, you gain the courage to act authentically and honorably. For example, standing up for your beliefs in a group discussion might make you unpopular, but it's also a powerful step towards self-respect and integrity. Nice people avoid conflict, but Stoics value their truth over popularity. Embracing this mindset allows you to let go of niceness in favor of authenticity, reducing stress and creating true inner peace. Number 10, turning Stoic insights into daily practice. Applying Stoic teachings to move beyond niceness is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice that involves self-reflection and intentional actions. Each day, reflect on your interactions and notice moments where you were nice out of obligation or discomfort. Practicing Stoic mindfulness helps you make adjustments, focusing on strength, kindness, and genuine connection. Next time you're tempted to say yes out of habit, pause and reflect. Ask yourself if this is aligned with your values or simply the nice thing to do. Over time, you'll find yourself making decisions rooted in inner strength. By adopting these Stoic insights, you'll discover that genuine kindness, combined with strength, not only respects others, but also honors yourself. And that ultimately is what Stoicism encourages us to embody. In conclusion, stopping yourself from being too nice doesn't mean abandoning kindness. It means redefining it to be genuine, respectful, and strong. By applying Stoic principles, you learn to set boundaries, take care of yourself, and interact with others in a compassionate yet firm way. Remember, true kindness doesn't mean sacrificing yourself to please others. It's about acting according to your values and staying true to yourself. Start practicing this inner strength today, and you'll notice the difference in your relationships and life overall. And if this video has helped you understand the power of authentic kindness and the value of standing firm in your convictions, don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue exploring the path of Stoicism together. Thanks for being here,